Hey guys, my name is Anthony and in today's video I'm going to be talking over a 25% race that I managed to record during another content creator live stream. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button and let's get straight into this one. So yes, as I said, this was during a live stream done by another streamer whose name is IDJ. I'll leave his link to his Twitch channel in the description below. And as you can see, we're at Monza and I'm starting these on medium tires, as you can see from the qualifying, and it's not really been a great turn 1 and turn 2. You can see that I pretty much completely bowled it, and the reason why I'm starting on the mediums is because in 25% races on this game in particular, it's still quite overpowered, the alternate strategy, even on 25%. Obviously it's mainly really overpowered on 50% races, but for these ones, for 25% races, it's still quite overpowered because everyone's going to be on the medium tires towards the end of the race, but you're still going to be on softs, and softs last a very long time in the 25% races, evident from the fact that you can pretty much go from mediums to softs, I think at Silverstone in particular, from lap 1 and still be on the softs by the end of the race and still be perfectly fine. So yeah, as you guys can see now, coming up to Parabolica, it's been an okay lap after Sector 1, but because of Sector 1 being as bad as it was, it did hinder our entire lap quite heavily. But as we cross the line, we do a 1 minute 19.8, which is a very bad lap from me. I definitely can do way better than that, potentially even get pole on the medium tires based on the times that you're seeing at the final results there. We could have definitely gotten into the 18s if we hooked up a really good lap on those mediums, but alas, we're not going to be starting in pole. We're going to be starting in 4th place, which is still a very good position on the medium compounded tires, because that means there's only 3 guys ahead of us on the soft tires. So as we've got 5 red lights, and away we go, and as you can see, the Haas, I believe, just zoomed past us, and that's because he got a jump start. So he's got a drive through, so we're still technically in 4th place because of that drive through. And as we come up to turn 1 was actually pretty clean, even though we had a bit of contact there with the Red Bull. However, behind us, it wasn't clean, and we ended up getting a safety car pretty much straight away. And I wanted to showcase this during the safety car. As I was warming up my tires on the mediums, the guy behind me just decided to come into my space and we bumped into him, and now we've got a 5-second penalty. I hope that gets fixed. I mean, I doubt it will get fixed because usually when it comes to these things, it's very hard to tell exactly who is at fault, so the game just gives both of you penalties. So because of that, we ended up going into the pits. I decided to just go on softs because the softs will last until the end of the race from this point. So I went into the pits to serve my 5-second penalty, so we will be at the back of the pack, and as you guys can see now, we are in P20 out of 20 drivers as we're going through the restart here. But I'm on the soft tires, a lot of guys in front of me are on the mediums, so I am going to use my speed advantage, my tire advantage, to be super aggressive for these next few laps to make up as many positions as we can. So right now we're trying to just get the slipstream to overtake the AlphaTauri going into turn 1 and 2. And that's exactly what we managed to do. We managed to get better traction because we're on the racing line, so we managed to get that rubber and obviously on the soft tires, so we managed to get past him here. The Ferrari, don't know what happened to him, and then we managed to get slipstream from the Mercedes ahead of us to get rid of the Alfa Romeo. Basically, we're coming into turn 2. You can see I'm super aggressive diving down the inside of the Mercedes, and then the Renault, he just stopped because there was a guy ahead of him that he had to stop, and I couldn't react in time, and I ended up getting yellow wing damage. And you can see at this point I was not happy about that, as we make a dive bomb on 2 cars going into, I believe these corners are called Lesmos. So going into Lesmo 1, we made an overtake on 2 drivers, and that's just the aggression that I was showing in this race. As you can actually see that IDJ himself is now ahead of us as we go into Ascari, and there's contact between him and the McLaren, and yeah, I just tried to take full advantage of that. I'm not sure how I didn't get a penalty from that, because this is strict corner cutting, so I really don't know how I didn't get like a penalty or a warning from that, because usually when you cut a corner very deeply, it just gives you an instant penalty these days. I think they've done like a patch earlier on in the game cycle that changed that, but luckily we didn't get a warning or a penalty there, and we make the overtake happen on DJ. And now we've got our eyes set, I believe this is the Williams, I believe this is a Williams. So we've got our eyes set on the Williams driver here, and we're going to have to make the overtake happen as soon as possible. He's on the hard compound of tyres, so he's going to be very slow off of exits compared to us because we're 2 compounds down from what he's currently using. So we decided to go around the outside. I don't want to be behind him going into the second sector, so we make the move happen there, and we just about managed to get the car slowed down. Remember, we do have yellow wing damage here, so braking super late isn't really something that we should be doing. However, we're doing it anyway, and we're managing to get away with it. And as we come up to the second Lesmo, please tell me if I'm saying these corners wrong. I don't remember what these corners are actually called, but I believe they're called Lesmos. Anyway, we make the overtake happen on the Ferrari, and I was thinking about making the move on the AlphaTauri as well, but then again, we've got that yellow wing damage, so I don't really want to make too aggressive of a move and cause even more wing damage, which would ruin all the positions that we've gained up until this point, which, as you guys can see, we've already made 10 positions in, I believe, about 2 laps, which is pretty crazy at this point. But I'm still hungry. I still want more positions, and as you can see, coming off of the exit of Parabolica, we make another 2 overtakes, and we're now into P8 of this race. And once again, I'm still hungry. I want more positions. I want to get back into the front 4, which is where I started this race at. So we take the defensive line because I thought that maybe the AlphaTauri was going to get a move on us, at least through the slipstream that he had coming down the start finish line straight. But luckily we had a much better exit from him, and I believe we're already almost a second away from him. So now we've got the Mercedes that we need to get rid of, who's also on the hard compound of tires. So I really don't want to be behind him as long as possible, well, as short as possible, I should say. We want to make the move as quick as we can on the Mercedes because he's on a hard compound of tire. And yeah, coming off of this exit, this is where it needs to happen because we need to get past him by the time we get to Ascari. He's going to be so slow on exits because he's on the hard compound of tire compared to us, so we need to be in front of him, and that's exactly what we managed to do. And now we've got the Alfa Romeo, who, as you can see, his red lights is flashing, which means he's either got less than 10% or he's run out of ERS for this lap. I think that's what they can also mean. But yeah, you see that we have a virtual safety car, and most of the guys who were up ahead actually didn't pit under the safety car. So now they've got to pit, and we're in P3 of the race now. So we've only got 2 positions to try and catch up. And if we can catch up to the 2 guys ahead and potentially even pass them, we would have gone from last to first with yellow wing damage, which is something I didn't think I would be able to do in a public lobby like this. But yeah, as we move on to lap 12, it took us a while to actually catch up to the Red Bull of Sam, but we managed to do it anyway. And yeah, as you can see, Hyper in the McLaren, I believe he's driving, he's way too far ahead. With yellow wing damage, it's going to be very difficult to catch him up because he has quite a lot of pace, so really and truly I would have to have all the tools in my arsenal, basically no wing damage, in order to have caught him up during this race. But we managed to catch up to Sam anyway, and as you can see, he's gonna have DRS, but he's not got any ERS left, and we've got about 50% of ERS, so this was basically inevitably gonna happen. Even with DRS from the lapped car of Dr. Beard, I believe that is, he's not going to be able to defend from us. So we make the move stick going through to turn 1. And as I said, he's got less than 10%. So we've got a lot of ERS to defend from any sort of attack that he may do. If he's maybe within a second of us by the time we get to the second DRS zone, we can defend with our ERS. And that's exactly what we end up doing. We're saving our ERS until we actually get to the point where we need it, which is the DRS zone. Not Sector 2, the second chicane. Again, not the best, but we do have yellow wing damage, so I wasn't really as mad as I was during qualifying, for example, when we didn't have wing damage. But yeah, it was pretty undrivable, I'm not gonna lie. This was pretty horrible. It didn't look like it because I was making a lot of overtakes happen, especially in places that you usually wouldn't make overtakes, but this was actually really bad to drive, and we actually ended up with 2 warnings by this point. And you can see we went wide there, and I was really worried that I was going to get that 3rd warning and actually end up getting a penalty, but we got super lucky and we didn't actually end up getting that warning there. So as we come off of the exit from Parabolica, you can see we came from last place to 2nd place place in this race with yellow wing damage after the safety car restart. So yeah, it was a pretty entertaining race, and it was a pretty entertaining stream as well. If you guys don't know who IDJ is, I highly recommend that you go and follow him on Twitch. As I said, the link will be in the description. He does F1 open lobbies all the time, and he also does watch alongs for football. So if you're watching the Euro 2020 and you want to get to watch someone watch the matches along with you, make sure to go and follow DJ. He's your guy for that. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. As I said in the beginning of the video, it does help the algorithm. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content going into F1 2021, smash the subscribe button. A lot of you guys, actually around about 70% of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So let's change that, especially going into F1 2021, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video.